Another thing I noticed in the budget that was not there, that is usually there, was that there is no announcement for bonuses for civil servants this year. But I do believe that the budget does make up for it in other ways with other goodies for civil servants. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, if I was a Malaysian civil servant, I would be quite happy with the budget. Because there are very clear, incentives directed at civil servants. So while there isn't a bonus, but there was a bonus last year, if I recall, there are a number of other measures to do with education, funeral expenses, and even incentives for short-term contract people. So there's quite a lot there for civil servants as a group. And so I think that they should be quite happy.
My sense is that I'm not sure how to assess in quantitative terms on the funeral arrangement assistance, I think, but it's quite substantial. From 1,000 to 3,000 ringgit is quite substantial, I think. The other part is the special financial assistance for education expenses. And what is interesting also in a way, and I'm glad, because this also includes not only contract officers, serving officers, but retirees. Now that is going to be quite a sizable bill, I think, when you give that to civil servants and to the funeral expenses, I think, also retirees. So it's a very inclusive budget, including the living and those who are departed.
Okay. Now, we've only got a minute, gentlemen, to wrap things up. So very quickly, I'd like to ask you, the theme of the budget was to strive towards a more developed high-income nation. Did the budget meet your expectations in this sense? And how so can these issues be addressed?
Well, I think, as we've said, all of us, I guess, seem to agree that it didn't meet those expectations. There's certainly a gap between what the expectations were set up to be and what was delivered. And I think that now it's really important that the government, in its announcement of the economic transformation program later this month, I think October 26th, does put some attention to how that will be a transformation program. I think the emphasis now has to be on that middle word in the announcement on October 26th. And obviously, other than that, we'll have to wait for the next budget.
I suppose we will.
My quick reaction is that unconsummated promises, but not consummated in the budget, as far as the transformation is concerned. So I think we've got to look forward to the next budget. And I really, really want to get the general election out of the way so that we'll start on a clean slate, I think, to transform, really, the economy, which really needs transformation.
Okay, and closing words, Khoo.
Yes, as a tax practitioner, I was actually looking much more than what was proposed in this budget. I think hopefully the next budget we can see the government making some announcement as to how it intends to restructure the tax regime within Malaysia. And clearly, I think I would urge the government to seriously look into announcing a timeline for the introduction of GST. And I think that's important simply because I think businesses must be given sufficient time to prepare for the implementation. So unless and until a certain time frame is announced, I think businesses would probably not take it serious. And I think resulting from that, the possibility of further deferral cannot be ruled out.
Okay, thank you very, very much, gentlemen. The way I see it, we're looking at more of a, rather than a reformative budget or transformative budget, we're looking more at a baby steps budget, one that is taking small preparatory steps that's very people-friendly towards that sort of high-income developed nation. It may take some time, but inshallah we'll get there. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And that, of course, wraps up our discussion for today. Thank you, gentlemen, for your insight into Budget 2011, and thank you to you, our viewers, for your participation. I'm Sheahnee, and on behalf of the Budget 2011 team, have a good weekend and good night.